morning. Rodney here again. Hey, if this is the first time watching one of my videos, I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. And if you're one of my subscribers, I appreciate you coming back. So as promised, I am just kind of giving you real world experiences with the Tundra. You know, if you watch some of my videos in the past, you probably think that I'm just pro Tundra all the way. And yes, I am probably a little biased. Obviously, I do sell Toyotas, but I truly believe in the product. And so I am going to talk about a couple things today that may be kind of on a different course of what I've talked about in the past. But yesterday morning, I had to run up to Portland. I live in Eugene, so it's about 2 hours up there. And when I got in the truck, started everything up, and I noticed that my screen was just kind of white. It was like it was clouded over. And so I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. But the funny thing is that everything worked with the exception of the navigation system. So I started playing around with it, couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I thought, well, it was extremely foggy and clouded over. And I thought, well, maybe we just wasn't getting satellite reception. And that wasn't the case either. So anyway, I finally stopped at a rest area, turned the truck off, and I kind of thought that maybe it would reset itself once I got back in the vehicle. And sure enough, got back in, started back up, and everything was working fine. So I'm not 100% sure what caused that, but obviously they're still having some glitches in the infotainment system. The other thing too is that it actually reset the time zones. I'm not quite sure why it did that, but once I put it back on the auto setting, corrected itself, and everything was fine. So anyway, there is still a couple glitches in the infotainment system, but I also wanted to kind of talk about some of the towing characteristics. So as I mentioned, I ran up to Portland yesterday. Between there and went out and rode a new quad that I purchased. I put probably close to 300 miles towing a trailer. Towing up to Portland, I was towing empty, and coming back, you know, obviously I had a new quad in it, but weight-wise, you know, it was only 2,500 pounds going up, maybe 3,000 pounds coming back. And you know, the funny thing is that you would think there's no weight back there, so it should get pretty decent fuel economy. And I was quite surprised at the fuel economy I actually got. It wasn't good. Going up, I got about 12 miles to the gallon. Coming back, there was a really, really strong headwind, and I've got a 7x14 cargo trailer, and obviously that's a huge wind block. So it's not so much the weight, it's just how much wind is blocking. But anyway, coming back, I was getting 9.5 to 10 miles a gallon. So I'm not very impressed with the towing fuel economy. But man, I can't tell you how much power the thing actually has. Like I said, it's only 3,000 pounds. That's nothing to really brag about. But going up the mountains, it was funny how I could actually just punch it and just pass people like crazy, even with the trailer behind me. And so there's been many times yesterday that, you know, getting on the on-ramps or just trying to pass somebody, how quickly it actually accelerates even though you're towing a trailer behind you. So very impressed with the power. Tow haul mode, I ran the tow haul mode for most of the time, and I turned it off. I know that I'm not towing a lot of weight, as I mentioned, but when I turned it off, I really couldn't tell much of a difference. Now, one thing that I did notice, in tow haul mode, the throttle response is a little bit quicker. The brakes are a little more sudden or with more urgency, and then the steering is a little stiffer, and I'm sure that just kind of helps prevent, you know, like trailer sway if you have a long trailer or something. So, you know, I did notice that part, but like I said, I couldn't believe how much power it actually had. Once I get out there to where I'm riding, I'll give you some more updates, but really impressed with the way it handles the trailer. Performance is great. I wish I had better fuel economy, but you know, that's just real world. I'm just kind of giving you straight up information so you kind of know what to expect. So I'll check back in with you in a little while, and thanks for watching.